And welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today I've got with me a really cool MP4 which is right over here, and I'll be sharing my experience for the past few days with it. I will start with the cool things and I will leave the boring things towards the end. Now have in mind that this particular MP4 is probably at this moment the best that I've tried so far. Looks really cool, and it has Android, so it gives us a lot of features. Now starting with one of the things that I really enjoyed, which is the operating system Android. As soon as I did check out and see that it had Android, I did test it out to download a few APKs to see if I could install any apps, and unfortunately I couldn't. The security system does not allow it, which is a shame. I would love to install a few more apps, for example YouTube app and similar apps, and I'm not sure if there is any workaround, but if there is, then I will try to make another video because that would be a killer feature. Now it doesn't have that possibility, but having a browser, we will have the freedom to browse the internet. And I was talking about YouTube. We can go to YouTube mobile, for example, and we will be able to watch our favorite YouTube channel, or music YouTube channels, or video music YouTube channels, which is just awesome. Of course we will have a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connection, so I did already connect to some of the networks that I've got right over here at home, and it's really nice. And I also connect via Bluetooth to one of my wireless earbuds, the Pamu Quiet Mini, which are really awesome, and the experience is great. Now this is targeted at multimedia, so talking about the music app, it is really simple. It's an Android app, so we will be able to create albums, to create playlists and so on, and it works as any MP3 player. One curious thing is that we can minimize, like we do on a phone for example, and keep on browsing for example, and the music will stay playing on the background, which is really cool. Now another app that probably you are going to use a lot is the app videos, where we will have our videos. Now I did download a few clips. Guns N' Roses, which is one of my favorite bands. Well, actually it was back then when I was younger, and it still is. Every time that I hear Axl Rose and Slash on the guitar and all those guys, it's really cool. So I did download a couple of clips, and just awesome experience on this 4-inch display. I also downloaded Jerusalem, which is a more current track, which I also love the vibe, and also U2, which is really cool. Now if we don't want to watch any kind of music tracks or music video clips, we can also watch any movie that we want and that we have on our library. I did try with Back to the Future, which is a classic, really cool. I did transfer a 1080 file and it was really nice. Now I was playing with the internal storage, but there is an app right over here called the AMP player, which will grab from your network. If you have a NAS for example with content, you can grab content out of there, or if you have a shared folder on your computer, it's also able to get out of there. Now in terms of pictures, I do believe that it's probably redundant because most of us have phones with galleries and things like that, but it has a option to store pictures. The way that I did transfer the pictures to the MP4 was via wireless, using my phone and a app that we will scan the QR code and then use it, and it was really simple. It also has a few apps that personally I don't use, but if some of you guys will use it, then just great. One of which is for ebooks. You can download any ebook. It has a voice recorder as well, a calculator, a watch with the alarm and all that things. It also has the file transfer app, which I did try on my mobile phone, as I did show you with the pictures, but I also tested out with my computer. So you can use a Windows computer or a Mac computer, which was my case. Just plug it in, it will detect automatically, and then just transfer the movies or music that I want to transfer. It also has the file management Android style, because this is Android. It has a radio that we need to plug in our earbuds so that it works as an antenna, which is normal for this kind of device and even for our phones. It has a calendar, and also lastly the AMP play. And finally, in terms of the main features of this device, it has a really nice screen, IPS panel with 4 inches, so we can watch our content right over here. In terms of build quality, at the back it is a plastic that looks like glass, so the only downside is that we will have a lot of fingerprints all around. It has a metallic frame, so it gives a really nice sensation and it feels sturdy, Looks like a small iPhone, something like that. It has 8 gigabytes of internal storage, which we can use roughly 6 point something gigabytes, but of course we can expand up to 512 gigs over the micro SD card slot right over here, and it will read almost all the formats that we are aware in terms of videos and in terms of music. The battery, it will last up to 70 hours for music playback. Then in terms of the buttons, we have on the right side the turn on and turn off button, also the volume rocker. At the bottom we will have a 3.5mm jack, also a USB Type-C, which we will be using to transfer files and to charge the battery. And then finally on the left side we'll have the micro SD card slot, and basically that is it. This is a really cool device. Now I would say that this is probably for someone that still hasn't the age to have a proper phone, but you want to give him the experience to touch and to mess with things, to have its own videos, its own photos, its own music, to learn how to put music here from the computer and so on and so forth. Of course, if you have your phone, but if you want to go for any kind of sports and you don't want to risk your phone and you want to take something cheaper, then this is also a great option. And that is it. So really cool device right over here. So far it has been the best MP4 that I've used, at least in terms of features, in terms of build quality. Really complete. More specifications I will leave a link down below so that you guys can check it out. And that is it. Hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.
The same thing.